In the moment my manager said my name had been removed from the project, I felt my heart fall to the ground and shatter in front of everyone. My name is Doha. I have never liked problems. I preferred to work quietly. I liked letting my work speak for me. I joined that company with a big dream, a dream to become someone important, a dream to have a real name, a dream for my effort to be seen. I wanted to prove myself, not just to people, but to myself first. I was always the first to arrive. I opened the office while the lights were still off. I turned on my computer before anyone walked in, and I was always the last to leave. I switched off the lights behind me. I even worked from home. My laptop never left my side. I reviewed every tiny detail myself. I left nothing to chance. I believed small details made big differences. One day, I was assigned the most important project of the year. Everyone was waiting for it. Senior management would attend. If it succeeded, it would change my career. Maybe a promotion, maybe a raise, maybe recognition. I worked on it for 2 full months. 2 months of pressure, 2 months of focus, 2 months of stress. I stayed up late at night. I barely slept. I gave up outings. I skipped occasions. Even my birthday passed while I was working. I did not celebrate. I told myself success mattered more. In the middle of all that, there was my colleague, Kareem. Kareem was always kind, always smiling, soft-spoken. He asked about the project's progress. He requested to see some details. He said he wanted to learn. I thought he was helping. I did not realize he was collecting the full picture. I did not realize he was building his presentation from my effort. 2 days before the presentation, he asked me to send him the final version. He said he would add a small touch. He said it would strengthen the presentation. I trusted him. I did not suspect anything. I sent him everything: the original files, the spreadsheets, the designs, the written ideas, even my side notes. On presentation day, I entered the room feeling nervous. My heart was racing, but I was confident. I was ready. The manager began the meeting. He smiled. He looked around and said, "Today we will see Kareem's new idea." His name? I froze. I waited for him to mention mine after that, but he never did. Kareem stood up, wearing his new suit, smiling confidently. He opened the presentation. It was mine. The same sentences, the same visuals, the same slide order, even the small mistakes, even the example we once laughed about. I stood there, unable to speak. My legs felt heavy. My voice disappeared. People were applauding him, and he was smiling proudly, as if he had done the work. I tried to say the idea was mine. My words came out shaky. He laughed and said we worked together. He said I was part of the team. The manager looked at me and said, "You need to learn team spirit, Doha." That sentence broke me. I felt betrayed twice, once when he stole from me, and once when I was blamed. I went home and cried. I cried with anger, with heartbreak, not only because of the project, but because I felt deceived, because my trust was shattered. But while I was crying, I remembered something important. I save everything. I am organized by nature. Every file with a date, every email saved, every message between us kept. I got up, wiped my tears, opened my laptop, and started collecting evidence. Messages where he asked for full details, emails requesting complete versions, the original files under my name, timestamps before his edits, the time difference between my version and his. That was when I realized I had a weapon, the weapon of truth. But I did not use it immediately. I waited for the right moment. A week later, a bigger project was announced. More important, a chance to reach senior management. Kareem applied to lead it. He was confident. The manager initially approved him. A preliminary presentation was scheduled. That was my moment. Half an hour before the meeting, I asked to see the manager. I was calm, not emotional, my voice steady. I showed him everything, one piece after another. Emails with dates, original files, saved copies under my name, even an audio recording of a meeting where he asked me for the full concept. The manager was shocked. He went silent. His expression changed. He asked why I had not spoken earlier. I said, I wanted to speak with proof, not emotion. For the first time, he looked at me with respect. He asked me to attend the presentation. We entered the room. Kareem began speaking confidently, the same old confidence. After 10 minutes, the manager stopped him. He said something needed clarification. He displayed my original files on the screen. My name appeared clearly. The dates were undeniable. The silence was heavy. Faces changed. Kareem tried to justify himself. He said it was teamwork, but the evidence was not in his favor. Management decided to remove him immediately from the project. An internal investigation was opened. In that same meeting, the manager said in front of everyone, this project was fully executed by Doha. That sentence gave me back my right. I heard applause. This time, it was from me. I walked out with my head held high, not because he fell, but because I stood firm. Days later, the official decision was announced. Kareem was penalized. He was banned from leading any team, and I was appointed as the new project leader. I moved into my new office, placed my name on the door. I did not feel revenge. I did not feel satisfaction in his loss. I felt strength, quiet strength, mature strength. Strength because I did not collapse. Strength because I did not react impulsively. The injustice hurt me, but it taught me. It made me wiser. I learned never to give everything without documentation. I learned that kindness must come with awareness. I learned that trust should not be blind and that silence is not weakness if it is backed by a plan. I grew in the eyes of my team, but more importantly, I grew in my own eyes. Kareem began avoiding eye contact, not because I sought revenge, but because the truth had been revealed. One day, my manager told me something I will never forget. The strongest people are not the ones who shout, they are the ones who prove. From that day on, I became a different Doha. Stronger, calmer, wiser. Not just skilled, but aware. Not just ambitious, but powerful. And if anyone ever asks you how to respond to injustice, tell them, document your work. Keep your evidence ready. Let patience be your weapon. Let calmness be your power. And let your revenge not be harm, not hatred, but success. Clear success, visible success, success in front of everyone. Because the strongest response to injustice is to prove the truth.